Krista.
I'm Chelsea, and welcome back.
Yay! If you're watching this, that means you are following our channel, hopefully. So we are glad to have you here.
Yes.
So today we were discussing what all we could talk about, and we've had a lot of success, basically, with like mom life and our story. So we're kind of going to start off there.
And give you a little background on our story. I am her husband's ex-wife.
Yes.
Yes.
And we are friends.
Yes. And I have a 10-year-old with my ex-husband, which makes her the stepmom to my kid. And she has quite a few kids of her own.
I do. I have several. Yes. And they all are step in age. And her son fits in right with the others. We have them right up there.
And some of them even go to the same school.
Yes. So basically, if you've watched a few of our past videos, you would have seen some parts, hit and misses of our story and kind of how we met. The very first video we posted goes kind of into detail a little bit. Then we had the You Asked, We Answered video, which talks about the struggles of co-parenting and bringing a new woman into your child's life.
Yes.
So today we're going to talk a little bit more into depth about our situation, our story.
And a little bit on more of the stepmom side. I'm not a stepmom at all. I'm just the, as it said, bio mom. And she's a stepmom, and heard some comments, and we each follow some Facebook pages with blended families and step parents, and it is a lot of bio mom bashing step parents that I have seen, and I just follow it to read the comments, which is probably not the best thing to do. It's kind of like trying to find drama, but we don't really have any drama, and I just read all that, and a lot of people having, not necessarily struggles, I don't want to call it drama, it's struggles, because everybody struggles in a different way, everybody deals with it a different way, but I read all that, and then I sit back and I'm thinking, I am so thankful that I don't have that issue, or that problem, or that struggle, because honestly, I talk to her every day. Multiple times a day. There have been times when I've called her and it's like, hey, my kid's sick, he's sick, I can't leave work, and she's like, I got you. And there have been multiple times where I've called her when it comes to him. We have a few of the kids here right now.
And they think they're real funny.
They think they're hilarious, and so being the stepmom is very, very hard, and to be honest, sometimes the kids are probably the ones that make it pretty difficult.
Oh, definitely.
It's not always the bio mom's fault, it's not always the step parent's fault, and it's not the kid's fault. Kids tend to leave things out and add to, and a bunch of misunderstandings can be made with that. We had a huge one.
Yes. And I'll tell you, kids like to play one parent against the other. Even if they love both of their parents, they learn that if, I go to mom's and I tell mom dad was being mean, mom's gonna baby me. So I have a lot of different perspectives on stepmom and on mom, because my kids I also have with my ex. When I was with my ex, I was also a stepmom to his kids previously, before me. Also, he is married now, and he has a wife that is my children's stepmom. So I've got a lot of perspectives, not just from, our good situation. I've been that stepmom that I gave every reason for bio mom not to like me in the beginning. Like every reason. I was that mom, or stepmom. I was 19, if that helps anything. I was very young and very dumb and very immature and made a lot of stupid choices. Over the course of 8 years in that relationship, I did try very hard to get along, and it did get to the point to where we could co-parent.
Neither of us have to be friends.
Yeah, neither of us really cared much for the other. She had every reason not to like me, like I said. But we got along. We got along for the interest of the children, and I mean, that was hard. Like, it took a long time to get to that point. A lot of growing up on my part. So I'll take that, like, that's why I can say, from multiple perspectives, like, you can grow up, you can change, you can look into the mirror and say, maybe this is my fault.
Mm-hmm. You gotta look at yourself as well.
And then, yeah, definitely.
It is, yeah.
I mean, we both played a part, but I was the one who initiated her to dislike me in the beginning, and she had every reason, every right, and I'm so glad I'm not that person anymore.
Me too, because I can't deal with drama.
No, I definitely grew up.
I'm very let's just go with the flow, let's just see how things go, and even my ex said, it's not a requirement for y'all to be friends. I just want to be able to be in the same room for a couple hours if we're at Peyton's birthday party and things not feel like you can cut it with a knife. I just want things to flow. And facing quarantine.
My hair keeps going in my face.
So with that, I agree with him. It is not a requirement. I do not have to like her, but I have to respect her. I mean, and you don't even really have to do that.
Yeah,
but being a good human being, you need to have respect.
As a stepmom, it is really hard, especially if you and the mom don't get along. When you don't know, what's okay, what's not okay. Like, you're not talking on a regular basis. You're not communicating. You don't know what's going to be a problem and what isn't going to be a problem. Like, your stepdaughter wants to wear makeup one day at your house. You're not going anywhere. To you, it could seem like that's not a problem at all. And then the mom could be like, I don't want my kid wearing makeup, and this is a big problem. And then suddenly you've got this giant fight. You're thinking that the mom's being irrational. She's thinking you're trying to make her daughter look way too grown up, and it becomes a big old spitting fight. And I've been there. Everything you do is wrong, and it's hard, but you can't change that. Like I said, we did get to a point to where we could co-parent. We didn't care for each other. We didn't have to. We cared about the kids mutually, and that's what.
And that's where your main focus is. It should be first and foremost about what makes kids comfortable, what makes it easy for them. Like, we technically don't even really go off of a visitation paper. My ex and I, we just my kid's to the age where if he wants to, he can. If he doesn't really have to. We don't force it. And especially with everything going around now with the whole
viruses,
Rona, we've kind of cut out the middle visitation day, which was Wednesdays, and with ours, it's every other weekend and Wednesdays until technically 9. Well, I'm like, well, that's just dumb. Why don't you just keep him all night? So we, for the past a lot of years, have done Wednesday all night, and then my ex would take him to school, and then on the weekend that was his weekend, instead of me getting him back on Sunday, he would actually stay the night, and then my ex would take him to school. So we just extended everything. We split holidays. We don't do 1 year here, 1 year there. We feel like, we should just try to work it out the best we can. Like, this last Halloween, Peyton didn't want to stay with me. He wanted to go with her. So with that being said, it did not bother me in a sense that he wanted, like, I wasn't jealous because of her. It was, my baby doesn't want to go with me. He's been with me every year. So can I say my feelings were a little, yeah, maybe a little bit, but it wasn't directed towards her. It wasn't directed towards my ex. It was just, that was that mom thing where you're supposed to want me, Guess what? That goes away. Because he wants to go where he wants to go. She has other kids at her house. I don't. There's children for him to play with when he's over there. He has neighborhood kids here that he plays with, but he knows if he goes over there, he has kids to play with, and no offense to anybody, but 9 times out of 10, no offense, ex-husband, he wants to go to play with the kids and see her.
Yeah, he walks in and he's just like, bye. We're like, where'd he go?
So, that's pretty much what it is. You can't be jealous, and stepmamas know that if the bio mom is coming off jealous, 9 times out of 10, it's not because of you. There is, I don't even want to say 9 times, because there are some crazy women out there. There are some crazy bio moms. I'm not saying that there's not, and that stepmoms do not have a reason for their words.
Some mothers just straight up
Some
don't want to
moms
get along.
just straight up, that is my kid, this, that, you have nothing, you have, guess what? Yeah, they do. They're with your ex, especially if they're married. I mean, it's a group effort. Like, my husband helps. He has a semi-say. Now, if we're doing something that's going to alter my kid's life in any means, me and my ex talk first, and then we bring in, I don't really want to say the other two, that's just weird. We bring in the step parents, and we talk, me and him talk, I talk to my husband, and then my ex talks to Jessica, and then probably before then, me and Jessica have already talked. Don't tell. And then it ends up being, it is down to the point it's mine and my ex's decision when it comes to Peyton. But, I mean, their outside input is always needed, because guess what? When it's just you and your ex talking, especially if you're going to argue, you need somebody else's perspective eventually, because y'all are going to be so at each other. It's like, I'm going to get off the phone with you because I'm going to say something I'm going to regret. And you don't want to do that.
It's really helpful if you're going to put in your outside perspective. Think with an open mind. Don't be biased. Don't be like, oh, this is my husband and I'm going to take his side no matter what. Right. No. That's not your... Yes, you need to support your husband or your wife. You do need to do that. But while you're doing that, you also need to think, where is this person coming from? What's their perspective? What's going on? Like, try to figure it out to where you can rationally talk to somebody else. Just be like, well, maybe this is what she's meaning, or maybe you should ask this, or like,
say it this way.
Yeah, like maybe you're coming off wrong. And a lot of times, tone is the problem.
I have a really bad tone, and guess what? So does my ex-husband.
I've got a very bad attitude if I feel like somebody's coming at me incorrectly, because I want to be respected. That's just me as a human. I want to be respected. Me and my ex-husband's wife, we don't, I won't even say we don't get along. We don't speak. We don't communicate. We don't talk. I don't think I've seen her but maybe 4 times since they've been married, because she doesn't like me. Why does she not like me? Because when she comes at me, I go back. And that honestly is not the way to handle it on either of our parts.
Sometimes it's hard though.
It is hard, because I will message him in regards to something, as I said, but children play their parents against each other. My kids will come home and they'll say, she did this, or she said this, or she done this. And they may be including a bit of the story, part of the story, just enough of the story that they know that it'll upset me about something. And for the longest time, I would message him. The kid said this, and this concerns me. I don't like this. Then she would message me and blow up my phone and tell me off, basically. That isn't how you build a relationship with a mother. I mean, that's basically slamming the door of becoming friends, period. But she has not ever wanted to be my friend, and honestly, her and I don't speak in any way. So, if you can't get along, leave her alone.
Yeah,
you don't have to cause problems, and you don't have to stir up drama just because you can't get along with her. If you can't get along with her,
and that's fine.
It's fine. It's part of it. You're not always going to... There are some people, and I'm not going to lie, I used to be very difficult. Very. Until I decided I don't want to be this anymore. You know, we've been split for 6 years. I just don't want to be that person anymore.
Yeah.
You know, she's in my kid's life. They obviously have a marriage that's going to last at least this long, you know, and it's time to grow up and it's time to get along. And I will honestly say that me and my ex get along better now than we have probably since before we split, honestly. And we only talk about the kids or stuff that's going on with the kids, but that's all we need to talk about. You know, we don't have to be friends. We just have to get along. Enough.
Enough.
Yeah.
For all the small people around.
We're not saying you have to be friends. We're not even saying you have to get along. We're just saying you need to learn how to co-parent.
Mm-hmm.
At least
the adults.
Yes. Either co-parent or back up and let the parents do it. If you can't co-parent and you can't be involved and you can't do what needs to be done for the kids,
compromise, be open-minded.
If you can't do that stuff, just step back and let the parents handle it. Just keep your mouth out of it.
And you just be there for your husband or significant other.
Yeah, if he's saying, well, what do you think about this or what do you think about that, then that's a conversation between you and him, or vice versa, the husband and the wife. Then that's different. That's a conversation between the two of you. But at no point should you be like, I don't agree with you, and I think what you're doing with Peyton is wrong. That's not my place. I don't think you should have cut Peyton's hair. I think it looks dumb. What? No, not my place. Not my place. First of all, Peyton's hair looks adorable. Let me add that. Secondly, that's not my spot. You know, that's his mom, not me. I'm just there to tell him your hair looks awesome, bro. It does look good though, for real. So, yeah,
but yeah, so there's a little bit of more parenting, co-parenting, blended family.
I've literally had it from every aspect. I've been the crazy mom. I've been the stepmom that the mama couldn't stand. I've been the stepmom that gets along with the mom. And I've been the mom that doesn't talk to the stepmom. So if you have any questions, any like at all want advice on any scenario when it comes from a mom's perspective or a stepmom's perspective, I got you. I can help you with that. Any questions?
Concerns, anything.
Yeah.
Holla at your girls.
We got you.